All right. So this is day 2. I just got out of work. So I am gonna kind of recap. So I was raped as a kid, and I was raped as an adult. I do have a report in through a local police authority um, with DNA evidence taken from a sane nurse at the hospital in which it happened. Um, but I've been told by a police officer that he deems it consensual. So I have to do all this stuff, and mind you, I feel like I have to quit my job just to do this. Like this is really how insane this is. Um, and I am uh, okay. So I've had my issues with some drugs. I don't have any charges of drugs, but I do have. I have been in jail for some other stuff, like being homeless, as I call it, um, because that's really what it is. Which in my mind is completely illegal. The trespassing thing is one thing. Anyways, let's just stick with what my issue is that I was told that it was consensual. I've also heard through people outside of the jail that it actually went to court. Um, but only I can't get the actual people. I mean, when I had seen him last, he didn't act like he heard anything or knew anything. And of course, uh, he knows people. So when I was homeless, it's kind of intimidating to not have any friends and not know anybody to try to go against somebody who you know has massive amounts of friends. So it's really hard to go against him. So the idea that if he did know, he didn't act like he knew. But it was probably because he knew that his court thing was going to be um, I don't know. I have no idea, but that's one of those conspiracy things that I'm really. My papers that I got from the police department say that it did not go to court. That the cop deems it consensual. So I don't really know. And he also said there's no probable cause and no likelihood of a conviction, so he's not even going to waste his time. So I was taught that if you have DNA evidence and you have a victim who's willing to come forward, that mind you, more than one occasion. This one time, I was so fed up with him coming back that I wanted him to. I had to do it, and it kind of empowered me when I did do it. And then it happened again after that, but not with him, with someone else. But that one, he's even more intimidating because I feel like he had. Either he's been homeless for a really long time and had cops that just knew that he wasn't. I don't know, because he was bad. He was raping women, but anyways, he. Let's see. um, I was always taught that you go forward, you press charges. There's people who are supposed to help you, and then out here, it is like pulling freaking teeth. So I'm gonna figure out. I'm still very very new to computers. Um, I know that sounds super strange. I mean, I've had computers before, but like never done anything like this. So I'm gonna learn how to screen share, and I want to be able to show you some of the emails that I've received. Also, when I can like dedact some of the stuff that's in there, like my personal email and other stuff like that. But I want to be able to show you that there is that this is a real story. This is in Hollywood. You can see there's real pictures. That's my daughter. Here, this is my daughter. This whole calendar is me and my daughter. My son's right here too. This is my son. You can't really see them, but they're there. Um, let's see. So this is real. I'm doing this to document this because I said this before. I've written this out that um, I can't suffer in silence anymore because this person is trying to isolate me and trying to make me feel that I'm not supposed to come forward, even threats to the point that so the new one is that my daughter had her tits cut off. My son had his dick cut off. Now, mind you, my daughter's just turned 21 in October. My son is going to be 18 in August. So, uh, and their stepmother doesn't let me talk to them for some reason. So I have a bit of an issue. I had one of the gentlemen who raped me. He came back to my tent one night when I was homeless, and he's like, uh, "Yeah, I raped your daughter last night." And he had been gone for 3 or 4 days. Mind you, we live in Colorado. My kids live over on the East Coast, and I looked over at him. I was like, "What the fuck did you just say?" I'm sorry about my language, but what the fuck did you just say? And he goes, "I didn't say anything. You're crazy. You're hearing things. Are you hearing voices?" And I was so angry with him that I like jumped over on him and I started like wailing on him, and like I just wanted him to leave. And that was kind of the end of everything with him. Like I try to become more vocal and try to be like, I need you to stop coming over here. Like I need you to stop. But at the same time, as weird that is he's kind of my protection too. So if again, where he knows all these people that I don't know, um, I won't be protected. Like, so there's this huge thing of he's my protection, but also like my captor at the same time. But tells his other girlfriend that I'm his girlfriend. So it was just the treatment that the people do out here. They have a system, and they have this crazy system. But I can't get anybody that does any of the nonprofits out here to actually help me. And I've heard other stories from. I was homeless for 5 years, so in 5 years, I've heard some other women talk about the stories that they've been through, and some of the stuff that the people have put them through. Like one other chick was telling me, well, not telling me, but she was talking about how like they, would they'd leave her on the street corners and rape her, and they wouldn't let her take any of the money, and that she knew that they did it to minors. That there is a production company out here in Colorado that also does it. I can't remember the name at the moment, but there's a production company who does underground, really nasty, vulgar, vocal child pornography. And these are some of the things that I've heard. And if you see some of the women, and if I could, I found some actually. I found videos of how bad I was and what had happened, and just the whole spiral down, which I believe was intentional, but I can't really prove it. Because of course I'm just in most people's minds I'm an addict and I'm lying and I'm making excuses for whatever, but it's my truth. I was a good mom. I will at some point also blur out their faces, and I mean you can't really see her now, but she's there, he's there, and they're there, here, over here, somewhere there. And I know you can't see them, at least from my computer you can't really make them out too well, but just some of the stuff I've heard. I mean, I've even heard that there was minors on the RTD buses giving head to adults while their pimp was doing on like so the light rail and everything else. Like now, mind you can like Google videos on Instagram and everywhere else where you can see how bad the drug usage is here. Like homeless people will go on the bus and stay warm and smoke while on the bus. So they will. So the fentanyl drug use and the meth and the whatever. It's very obvious, very out in the open. Let's see. So my temperature check today is I'm actually, it wasn't a bad day. I actually had a relatively good day at work. I did try to make some calls to some of the nonprofits that I've been given to call to get therapy and to get some assistance on advocacy. Unfortunately, I have not received any of those calls back. I still feel like they're pushing me to go to this one particular place, which is the same place that if you call RAINN, which is the national line that they call you, it's the same one that they send you over to. And don't get me wrong, they gave me a case manager who never called me back. They gave me a therapist who saw me for only 6 months, and then told me that I can't go over there for 6 months. And then now So now I'm kind of in the process. I have 2 more months to wait before I can go back over there. And I said at this point, fuck it. If I want to volunteer, if I want to see if there's other real rape victims who actually want to go forward with changing the laws, because I've even called like CICASA, which is another one that's it's the Coalition Against Sexual Assault. I've even called them, and they kind of give me this runaround. And so that's kind of what I'm going to start showing is, I mean, if I could tell you, I had a cop when my car got stolen. I had a cop tell me that as long as he had access to the keys, that he could, that there was no auto theft. So these cops out here are kind of crazy too. So I'm hoping actually to wear my camera, because I went and bought a camera. I'm hoping actually to buy the camera. I mean, to wear my camera and catch these cops saying some really stupid shit. Because I've got, like I said, when a cop tells a rape victim that he deems it consensual, there's something really wrong with that, at least in my mind. So I'm kind of going to sign off. I have a Bible study group that I want to hop on the phone to. If anybody does watch this, I appreciate you watching, but this is just me documenting.